Good afternoon and welcome. What a beautiful Sunday it is. It is so fantastic. It's a little windy, but what can I say? It's fabulous. We're happy that it's 17 or 18 degrees. It's a little windy. Yesterday was a fantastic, beautiful day. Everybody was out busy, running around, planting flowers, playing with the kids, and still social distancing, of course, and flattening the curve. And so this is that wonderful Victoria Day weekend when most people wait until after this weekend to put in all the plants. And spring is definitely late this year, but we're a month away from summer officially. But today, of course, I thought it was probably a really good idea because I'm getting this question more and more. Typically, we get this question all the time. When is the right time to sell my home? And I think it's prevalent in a lot of people's minds, probably more so in the background thinking more about COVID-19 and how does it affect the market? Did it affect the market? Is it going to affect the market? And I can assure you that, we're starting to see activity in our marketplace. So let's talk about when is the right time, okay? There is no hard and fast rule about when is the right time to sell your home. Typically, people think spring. Okay, everybody gets ready, you fix up the house, and people get ready for the spring market. Well, our spring market is delayed a little. So, of course, we'll consider this a spring market from May, June, hopefully July, because in our local marketplace in Edmonton and area, typically summer, July and August is a little slower. However, everybody's been on holidays. I mean, our children, for sure. And everybody's been isolated and locked down, so a lot less movement. But now that people are moving around, then people are starting to think about making decisions. So the number one thing is really determine your reason for selling, okay? Because we all have different reasons for selling. Either we've outgrown the house, that's one. We're relocating because of a new job, that's two. The house is too big for us, we're retiring, we're transitioning, to different spaces. We want something smaller, not bigger. And right now, of course, often people are always downsizing to minimize overhead. Okay, so everyone has a different reason for selling. But what I can, ask you to do is to focus on the real reason. Be honest with yourself. Why are we selling? Are we tired of our space? Do we need new space? Do we want to manage, what we're doing? Are we relocating for a new job? Are we concerned because of COVID? Which industries are going to survive? Are we anticipating that perhaps, maybe our job may disappear? But for whatever reason, right, in the past and current, you have to honestly decide, why are we moving? Okay, there's a percentage of the market that will be moving because of new jobs, and there's a percentage of the market that's retiring and downsizing. So I think it's really about being honest. And secondly, I think we need to focus on what the market is like around us in our own neighborhood, right? Typically in spring, you will see more activity and more inventory. For the last couple of months, the inventory has been much lower than it was last year. But we need to actually be truly, truly honest about the market and market value. The majority of people are anticipating that there's no question, because our unemployment rate has, of course, increased, and with a lot less people having long-term positions, we don't know which industry is going to survive, where the jobs will be, and hence a lot of people are making these decisions about selling. Okay, but often you have to determine what price bracket you're in. Okay, and then who the demographic that you're targeting, which demographic are you targeting? So for example, if your home is between 100,000 and 200,000, or 300 and 400,000, and 4 to 500,000, there are a whole different number of buyers in that category. However, that category is mainly dependent on mortgage rates. And so that's another thing that fuels buying. And the interest rates right now are at an all-time low. However, qualifying may not be as easy as it was before, but interest rates are definitely at an all-time low. So that will definitely bring new buyers to the marketplace and new home buyers to the marketplace. If it doesn't, it should, because there are lots of opportunities for first-time buyers in our current marketplace, for sure. Okay, so if your house now is in the 500 to 600 range, then it's a smaller pool of buyers. From 6 to 7, again, smaller pool. So as we go higher and higher into the marketplace, then we have to analyze the competition. We have to determine, a little perhaps longer time to sell. Million and over, $1 million to $1.5 million is taking, and always has historically in Edmonton and area, a little longer to sell, for sure. And if you're the 2 million and over category in our local marketplace, it only stands to reason, with a population base in Edmonton and greater area of 1 million people, it's a very small percentage of the marketplace that make these kind of commitments. So when is the right time to sell our home? I think we have to determine, of course, number one, as I said, determine the reason for selling, and then determine the price range that we're in, okay? And determine how long we anticipate it will be for a buyer in the category we're in, for certain, okay? So, I've often had this saying, right? For every $1 million we're looking for, it could take a year for every million. Okay, it's just me, just my opinion. So, and back some time ago, I used to also say, for every 100,000 we need, right, you have to allocate a month. So that would be, in this marketplace, if your house is 500,000, it could take 5 months. However, a house in the $500,000 price range, if it's priced right, it will sell. Okay, the average time and days on our marketplace right now is about, they say, average 68 days. Definitely moving forward, I think a lot of these things are changing. And so it's probably why we're getting this question all the time lately. When is the right time to sell? Should I put it up now, or should I wait? And the question is really, then it comes down to, how long are you prepared to wait, and whether or not the masses believe that prices are going to increase, okay? So first and foremost, the majority are already thinking that it's a buyer's market. Whoa, right? That sellers are going to struggle for a while. Well, the reality is that the Alberta market's been suffering due to oil prices and a whole host of other things going on, mainly the economy. We have been suffering in our marketplace for the last 4, we're going into our 5th year. Now that we're faced with the COVID crisis, right, the question is, is that going to add additional time? But I still subscribe to the fact that it's really about the price range you're in and who we're targeting. And if it's priced right, and we'll often know whether we're priced right or not. Because no matter what price range we're in, always in the beginning of our marketing strategy, we see more buyers, okay? So for example, I brought out a new listing to the marketplace, and it hit the market day before yesterday. It's been on the market about 3 days. And so we've had 2 showings. We have another 2 showings booked today. And I don't expect droves and droves of people. And after 6 or 7 showings, which will all happen the next 2 to 3 days, there's a showing booked tomorrow afternoon as well. I'm anticipating, I think we've priced it to generate category it's in, based on its location, neighborhood, age, and condition. Hopefully that we will see an offer on this house in the next few days. Now, in this category, after 2 weeks and we haven't seen an offer, then we must regroup for certain, because there's lots of things that are coming down, the chute with respect to the economy and different things that we can't quantify. But as I say, it's, with interest rates being at an all-time low, homes in this category, if it meets the needs of people, then I think we're going to see some traction for certain, right? Now, we haven't sold a lot of houses over $1 million year to date. However, there are buyers that are looking around in this category as well. Now, the expectations and list to offer ratios are certainly different, and we're seeing that even under $1 million. Okay, so we have to determine, as I said, it's a buyer's market, and everyone is saying this, so then it must be so, because the masses, it's all about thought. And so pricing is very, very important. Now, remember, the other thing that it's my opinion, but the other thing I believe is it's relevant. It's always relevant. It doesn't matter if you're staying in the marketplace, because if we're selling a bigger home to adjust to a lifestyle, then buying and selling in this market, it's all the same. So if you believe that, everybody's been, our house prices have adjusted, and you're hearing statistics from the real estate board that says that, the price of homes have dropped maybe an average of like 4% compared to last year. Well, it varies neighborhood to neighborhood. I think that, those are just averages. So you take a look at the competition in your neighborhood. Competition is important, right? And then, of course, how marketable is your home? What condition is your home, right? So we need to then, 3, consider, is our home marketable in the current condition? Does it require minor maintenance? And is it in the best possible condition for this current market? And once you've determined that, right, and there's lots of things that you can do on your own. We addressed that earlier this week, right? Things that you can do immediately to enhance your home and get it ready for market. And people often wonder, well, what's the best time of year? Is the spring market the best time of year? See? And what's the competition like? And typically, I guess spring always signals renewal and rebirth and making changes. But would it surprise you to know that often, but markets are local, that probably the best time has passed. It's typically December to March. However, this March and April, forget it. It was toast. But spring, it's just started in. So now we press the restart button. And let's think of this as being, we're in January. I'm thinking of a May like January. So if you are thinking of making a change, right? Buying and selling right now, when is the right time? The time is now. And definitely we will see the inventory is already climbing. And that's because the people that had planned to put their homes up for sale in March and April, they're behind a couple of months for sure. So it's the time of year. So spring is always a good time. People often want to get settled before winter. So definitely we'll see some more activity. We're anticipating May to be far brisker than April. And I think everybody heard the news that the April market, the stats were down over 55% compared to April of last year. And that has only to do with the fact that we were all flattening the curve and self-isolating and locked up inside, okay? So then the question is, we touched on mortgage rates, right? So mortgage rates typically, as I said before, lower mortgage rates bring out more buyers into the marketplace, and the mortgage rates are currently at its all-time low. And let's not forget, I think a lot of people are misunderstanding the new home buyer program that was announced by the federal government. And I touched on this earlier this week, and it's worth exploring because once you get a chance to understand it, it's really actually a fantastic opportunity. If you don't own a home right now, and if you haven't owned a home, I think in the past 4 or 5 years, you qualify for this program. And something else for people who have been recently separated, I mentioned this before, they may want to consider that they may qualify under this particular program. So it may be an opportunity for you to buy out your spouse, make a change. The rates are definitely low. So we're going to definitely see some activity in our market because the rates are low and it brings out more buyers and people can qualify. And there's no question, the loss of jobs are going to have an impact on value. The question is it going to happen now? Is it later? And all I can assure you is that you can't predict the future. No one has a crystal ball. However, what I do know for sure is that if you're going to sell now and buy something else in this market, it's the same thing. Now, across the country, in bigger cities, people are anticipating that the condo market will take probably a little bit bigger hit. So if you're happy where you are, I recommend you stay put because homeownership is a long-term plan. Definitely a long-term plan. Okay. So when is the right time to sell our home? The right time is when you're ready. Okay. And understanding what is going on in your neighborhood, making sure that your home is ready for market the best it possibly can be. Okay. There's lots of little things you can do, and you really don't need, if you spend hundreds of thousands of dollars or thousands of dollars fixing it up, you may end up falling in love with it again and you may not move. But often people outgrow their homes. They need more space for the kids. So that's a good time to move. And the inventory is actually wonderful. There's lots of beautiful homes in every category. So when you're ready, it's the right time. Definitely. So as I said, determine the reason for selling, whether it's a new job, kids have grown up, downsizing to more manageable housing cost. Okay. And something that I want to touch on. Okay. If you've been laid off or you've lost your job and you have subscribed to the mortgage deferral program, that's wonderful. That gives you some breathing space. But however, if you're thinking that may not change, then I'm going to encourage you to speak to your bank. Okay, don't leave it too long. Don't leave it too late. Okay, be proactive, and the decisions you make now in moving forward will certainly protect your credit, will allow you to move to something manageable, and things will definitely turn around. So owning a home is really a good idea. It's I always like to describe it as a forced savings plan. So whether you're relocating within Canada, when you're finished with your home, where you are and you're relocating, be realistic about what the marketplace is doing. If your house has been on the marketplace for 6 months to a year, reconsider who you're targeting, the demographic, and revisit whether or not you're targeting the right people and whether or not the house is priced properly. The number one reason homes don't sell is because we're targeting the wrong people and our home is in the wrong category. So the people that you're probably, the people that will eventually end up in your home, you're probably missing them altogether. They could be in a lower price range or they could be in a higher price range. So understanding the data for your neighborhood is extraordinarily important, okay? And you have to really, really understand the main reason you're selling. So be honest about it and talk to a professional. There are lots of fantastic real estate agents in our marketplace, and they're very experienced, and their goal is to help you transition through the process. They come armed with information, knowledge, and they will help you determine where the market is, okay? But as I said, the first 21 days in the marketplace will determine whether or not we're priced right, targeting the right people, okay? And whether there is any market at all, period. But we are selling homes, and it is May, and this is our spring market, the start of spring. And it's wonderful that the temperatures have changed and we're in the pluses. We're going to see a lot more green, and we're going to see a lot more activity as we move forward. And they're loosening up a lot of different things, right? People are allowed to move around and visit people and go into parks as long as they're distancing. Social distancing is the key. And we are, of course, with COVID protocols, and there are varying misconceptions about the COVID protocols for showing houses and getting into houses. The number one thing is you, the seller, and your comfort level. Highly recommended that people visiting your homes, right, if they can, wear masks, of course. The sellers turn on all the lights, open cupboards that they'd like us to see, and buyers, we answer the COVID questionnaire with respect to where have we been in the last few weeks, have we tested positive for COVID, et cetera, et cetera. So, and of course, open houses are still banned, public open houses, and you'll see many of us are doing what we call virtual open houses, streaming live within the space. So we are trying very, very hard. But a lot of sellers are, with COVID protocols, allowing us in the houses. So we're really excited that we're able to show more homes and that buyers are feeling far more comfortable to come out and go into spaces for sure. And sellers are opening their doors to us. So definitely, it's time. If you're ready to sell, it's the right time in the moment. But in terms of timing, we have to allow certain time for different price ranges for certain. And that being said, I would like to take you on a little tour. And so let's do that, right? We have a lot of beautiful homes available for sale. So we do have Lovely inventory. Hang on. That's interesting. Oh, there. This is the thing. 1 second. Okay, well, I did have it queued up, but let's try this again. Our website is so easy to find. SallyMonroe.com. And it's so easy to navigate. There. It is. So I'll go back in here and attempt to share the screen. There. Okay. Well, that needs updating because as of August of this year, it's 40 years. So Robert, I'm going to get you to change that. My website is extraordinarily easy to view because the minute you log on into it, you start to see properties, right? So if you click on our listings, right, there's a list of all the properties we represent, and I service Edmonton and area for certain. The main reason is only 30 minutes to get around here, so it's fantastic. This property in Donsdale, we've submitted it. We're subdividing that beautiful three acres, and so there'll be 4 luscious lots. This fantastic property in Burke Hollow, this gated estate, it's amazing. It's timeless. This is a great opportunity for it has redevelopment potential on 199th Street. And this is new listing in Drysdale Broad, fantastic house with over 8,000 square feet of space backing onto the ravine. This is a fantastic property in Walker Lake Estates. It's huge on an acre of land. And of course, we represent gorgeous condos. So that's a gorgeous lifestyle. And there are 2 to choose from in the Pearl. That property is in the Pearl. And this is in Keswick. This gorgeous property has beautiful river valley views. Another fantastic property in Cameron Heights on the ravine. This lot is gorgeous and the landscaping is so lush and beautiful. And here we are. This is in the Allard Estates in the south side. It's beautiful. This is Lark Hill Farms in the Strathcona County. Gorgeous estate property with separate workshops. And this is in St. Albert in Kingswood. Fantastic, gorgeous bungalow with a bonus room upstairs. And then I just recently listed the penthouse. So this is in the old St. Joe's, the Garneau Place. It's beautiful. This is in Leduc. This is a Best Buy in Leduc, especially if you've got trucks and cars. It has a separate garage as well. We've got a 5-car garage. And in McGrath, we have 2 properties ourselves for sale in McGrath, and both in excellent condition and beautiful. And this is a gorgeous bungalow in Terwilliger Gardens, and we featured this before, and there's a video of this. Nice shape. And Terwilliger Park Estates, what a lovely, lovely established riverbend community. Beautiful walking trails. This is probably one of the best buys in Wedgwood Estates in the West End. With over 3,400 square feet, triple garage backing onto the park. Fountain Creek Estates for $699, half-acre lot backing onto the park as well. And recently listed, this is in Westmount. To me, this is that previous Inglewood type neighborhood, walking distance to 124th Street. And this is in Windermere Boulevard, concrete, beautiful condo. That unit has its own private elevator. And this was a new construction. It's 10 years old in Glenwood, very central. And there's that other unit in the Pearl, 2501 for $599, 2 bedrooms, 2 balconies, 2 baths, and underground parking. And this is a bargain in Jasper Properties for $599. 2860 Anderson Place for $549.9. This is the property that we showcased yesterday on our open house. 2630, here it is, Anderson Crescent. It's beautiful for $449. And here we are in Ellerslie in L'escapes on Ellerslie Road. Beautiful 2-bedroom, 2-bath with underground parking. And this acreage in Lexington, great opportunity, right, to be out in the countryside. We have 2 lovely bungalows in Glen Allen and Sherwood Park, $399.9. And this is in the West End in on Bevington Place in Lewis Estates. Nice 2-bedroom, 2-story. And there's the other one in Glen Allen for $389.9. Now you see some snow, but you all know we've had snow not so long. This is the Best Buy in the Legends. Look at this. If you want to be downtown with the hockey and hockey will come out, that's a good buy. And so this is in Grandin Manor. It's easy to get to the university. And here we are. This is in Roslyn. Nice buy. And this for $345 in the West End. This half duplex, we're proud to announce, is sold. And this is in the Illuminata. This lovely 1-bedroom for $329.9. And here we are. This is a fantastic estate. Move everybody in. It's beautiful. Another property in the Parkland County. Fabulous, fabulous estate for $5.7 million. And so when you finish viewing all of our featured listings, and then of course we have access to the MLS search for sure. MLS, right? Everything that's listed on the local Edmonton Real Estate Board is listed on our Edmonton MLS search. And hang on one second. Thank you for looking at that. So I hope everyone's having a wonderful Sunday afternoon. And by all means, hopefully the wind will die down. And as I say, Sundays, you know, I love to make pancakes in the morning. So that already happened. And so hopefully we'll be able to spend some time together later today and have dinner together. And by all means, Sunday is always a great day to reach out and talk to family and friends. And thank you for being here. I promise to be here every day, live at 1 o'clock. And so whether I'm talking to myself or talking to 1 or 2 people, I thank you for that. Because if I help one person, it's all that matters. But thank you. God bless you. And stay safe. Social distancing. And thank you, everyone, for being so supportive. I am truly blessed. And I wake up in gratitude. This is all I have. This is the moment I have. So take care. Tomorrow is Monday. It's Motivation Monday. And we will be here tomorrow at 1 o'clock as we plan for the rest of the week. Thank you so much for joining me today. And do take care of yourselves. All the best. And remember, together everyone achieves more. And take care of yourself. Happy Sunday. Bye for now. And thank you.